Hello, Tim Mansell here from Ardent24, and in this video I'd like to show you how easy it is to achieve disaster recovery using free software from Microsoft. Hyper-V version 3 is available to download free of charge from the Microsoft website. For this demonstration I have two physical Hyper-V hosts and a feature within Hyper-V called Hyper-V Replica allows you to mirror a Hyper-V guest to a secondary target server. This feature was not available in previous versions of Hyper-V, and to achieve a similar scenario you would need expensive shared storage and similar server hardware. Okay, so my two Hyper-V hosts, which are server 1 and server 4, and I have a C virtual hard disk of 50 gigabytes. So firstly we're going to check the Hyper-V settings on each host to ensure that the replication is enabled. So we'll tick the enable replication, we will use HTTP for the method of transfer, and we will allow any authenticated server. And we'll check those same settings on our target server, which is server 4 in this case, HTTP, port 80, and any authenticated server. Okay, now we can proceed to add our guest virtual machine, and we'll call it something relevant to that particular guest operating system. And we will browse to where our current virtual hard disk is already located, which is C and VMs. And we'll choose generation 2. For this server we're going to assign 8 gig of memory, assign a network adapter, browse to our existing virtual hard disk, which is stored on the C drive of server 1. Okay. And firstly we'll just check that our configuration is correct, and we'll add some more processes. Okay. Yeah. Now we need to enable replication. So we'll follow the wizard in Hyper-V to enable this, and we'll tell it our target server, which in this case is server 4. Okay. And we want to use port 80, HTTP, and compress the traffic. C is our virtual hard disk. And for this demonstration we're going to use a 30-second frequency. We only wish to maintain the latest recovery point for this particular server. We want to send the initial copy over our local network, and the size is 50 gig, which is correct, so OK, and finish. So once you click finish, you'll notice that the replication has started between the source and target server, and you'll see that your target server is receiving the data. Okay. So replication is coming to an end, and Hyper-V has completed the initial replica. So in our replication tab we can see that the last synchronized time is correct on both servers. Okay, so now we're ready to start our virtual machine and wait for that server to boot up. Okay, so our server's starting, and we can log in with Control-Alt-Delete, type our password, Okay, so we're on the desktop of our guest operating system, and we're just going to add a text document to the desktop with some example data in it. So we'll just type test 1, 2, 3 replication. Save that particular document, and we'll just rename it as well. Okay. So we've got our text file on our desktop of Hyper-V host 1 at the moment. Okay, so to simulate a hardware failure or a disaster, as it were, we're going to disable the network adapter of server 1, which in theory will take our system down, and we'll need to use our recovery procedure. So that's disabled, and now I've lost connection, so we need to hop over to server 4. And on server 4 you'll see that we've got our guest VM, and in replication we can see that the time's correct as well. Okay, so we're going to right click our guest virtual machine, and we're going to fail the server over to server 4. So click fail over, our last point of recovery, and click fail over. Okay, so we just need to wait for Hyper-V to fail over this particular guest, which shouldn't take too long. Okay. And there we are. So we can see that Hyper-V, after failure, has automatically started the guest virtual machine. So now we can connect to the console of that virtual machine, wait for the server to start up, and we can now log into our Replica, or our failed over server, type our password. Okay, so once you've logged in, you'll notice that the shutdown event tracker is displayed. The reason for that is because whilst the replication was taking place, obviously our server was running and operational. So we can just OK that with a message. And you'll notice on our desktop we've got our text file with the test data contained. Okay, so Hyper-V Replica applies to any guest operating system, such as your CRM application, your ERP, your database, or file and print servers. It's available to all sorts of scenarios, and thank you for watching.